The following broadcast may contain adult language and childish behavior. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Ass bags. It's Friday night, and once again, it's time for the Budda Show. Tonight's guest, YouTube creator Not AJ, will talk about his channel and content, and we'll also discuss LSPD FR 0.4 and the state of police RP in Grand Theft Auto. Featuring Glittery Bell at the news desk, resident wise guy and rant commentator Tom Fasulo, Buddha Rocks, that's me at Master Control, and now, live from the Budda Nation studio in Los Santos, the only YouTube talk show that makes your giggle parts jiggle, it's the Budda Show. What's going on, y'all?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, happy Friday, TGIF.
TGIF. I dare you to sing the song, Tom.
Friday. Not a dare I'm going to take.
Seriously, you're going to sing it? Or did you say you're not going to take it? That, of course, folks, is Tom Fasulo, our resident wise guy and rant commentator. And, of course, the ever-lovely Miss Glittery Bell over here at the news desk. What's going on, guys?
Hola, hola.
What's up, what's up?
I think we hit double digits this week on our shows.
We're a whopping decade old.
A whopping decade old.
We're a dec old.
Today's old. Big That's too close to something else that I can't say on the air without getting demonetized, so.
Yeah, well. It's DEC.
We're dec olds. That's horrible. I'm sorry. Lord, forgive me, and please protect the pygmies in South Africa. Thank you.
DEC, is it deck or des?
Des. You know what? Deck is fine. Decimal. Don't get Dewey involved. Our guest, of course, is not AJ.
Woo!
Then who is it?
What's going on?
It's not AJ, dude.
It's definitely not AJ, right?
Well, then who is it? I thought we were having AJ on.
We are. It's not AJ. That's his name on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
What's going on, AJ?
How's it going? Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Not a problem. No, folks, AJ is not invisible here. You don't see him in the studio. He is joining us remote from, I don't know, Barbados, somewhere there with his YouTube millions.
I don't know. We definitely could have gone with, no, we see him. Must be a glitch on your channel. We missed a troll opportunity there.
That's right. That's right. That is right. We're getting a little bit of a rye raid. Hello, everybody in chat. All of our friends are back.
Woo, rye raid.
Rye raid. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us there. And hello, everybody. So,
don't we have that stuff under the sink? Isn't that what kills the bugs?
Rye raid? Even the dog agreed. What? Good Lord. Oh, holy crap. There's a huge rye raid. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I've got too much stuff going on my screen. That's why I don't sit here and say hi to everybody individually, but we're there. None of it goes unnoticed. So as I was saying, our guest is not AJ or AJ. What's with the not AJ? Why did you decide to do that?
Well, it was just more of like I'm going to be really honest with you. Many people are very creative when it comes down to making YouTube channel names. When it came down to mine, I was very, I'll just say I was a little uncreative and I didn't know what to do. I first came up with like AJ1399 that started out on PlayStation, and I thought I would just go with that. So it was like lowercase a, capital J, 1399. That was by mistake when I was making my PSN account. Then went to this one that I made called X Vital ZX1, which was like really weird and I knew no one would look up. And then I went to change it, and I was like, I don't know what to change it to. And I'm like, maybe I'll just give some temporary one for now. And I was like, what should I put? And I was like, not AJ, not AJ. I think that'll work. and I forever kept that.
And it stuck.
Yep, pretty much. It stuck with me. Everyone calls me, yo, not AJ, what's up? And I'm like, I wish people could just say AJ, but I like it.
Yeah. Well, now has our joke, like, has that ever happened in real life to you?
When
like, which you're not AJ.
Yeah, people have like come to me about it. Like, there's a couple of people like in my university who watch who watch me, and they're always like thinking like, so if you're not AJ, then where's AJ? Because you say, hey, what's up, hey, what's up, guys? It's AJ here, and I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to explain that, but I don't know. I was thinking about a name change up ahead, but I don't know. I kind of like it. People like it. I thought, why not stick with it?
Definitely catchy.
It is catchy. It is catchy.
Yeah. But every time hello everybody, welcome to my stream. I am not AJ. I just
even if people like when I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? No, yo, what is up, everybody? My name is AJ, and welcome back. And then someone in the comment section, like literally someone in the comments will be like, wait, if you're not AJ, then how are you AJ? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that's funny. See, that's an interesting story to me. It's just like some little spoof you did on yourself, and it just stuck. That's amazing. Well, we'll hear more from Jade. We'll get more in with you there, AJ. We'll talk about your channel and your content, how you became a YouTuber, and all that good stuff here in a second. But first, we're going to pass it over to the ever lovely Glittery Bell with news story number 1.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So the layout for my little segments tonight, because I know everyone wants a play-by-play and the exact way things are going to happen. So, as usual, up first we're going to do some gaming news. Then the second part will be the 12 worst news headlines, and then we'll wrap up with 12 interesting facts about New York. For those of you who don't know, that is where Not AJ was raised. So, our first news segment is sponsored by San Andreas Telephone. Life happens. San Andreas Telephone. Up first, Sea of Thieves, for those who are into such games. I am not, but those who are, is coming out with a new mode, and you are going to be able to trial it out if you'll agree to sign a non-disclosure agreement about it. The trailer for Johnny Cage's Mortal Kombat Fatality is rated as one of the best. People are claiming that it should, quote, win an award.
That game should win an award, really?
Specifically that Johnny Cage's Fatality, not cartoon, but what do you call that?
The animation.
The animation. There you go.
So, from the original game, is it? Well, I don't know. I don't follow Mortal Kombat. Does it stay the same the whole? Like, I'm sure Sub-Zero and Scorpion, their fatalities are the same, but.
So they're releasing the animations.
They definitely stepped up their game.
Oh, well, that's just, I guess that's good, but just one animation? I can think of so many better parts of the game, like, what's her name's breasts in that tight vest. That was good animation.
That got weird quick.
Cassie Cage, is that her name?
I thought it was Sonya.
Is it? Yeah. Maybe it is.
Yeah. Like, I remember from the first one, like, they animated her chest, and I like, that's good animation. That should be in the Hall of Fame.
The growing popular Apex Legends is releasing a new character, rumored to be a character called Octane. There are a couple of other that are being speculated, including Crypto, Jericho, Rosie, and the Prophet. Octane is believed that he would have some sort of a stimulation injector as part of his specials, or hers. Shouldn't assume their gender. A lot of complaints this week in gaming news on video games releasing and wasting bandwidth for these huge multiple gig updates. And basically, you get a game and it specifically cited The Division 2. So, you know, you download it and you play it for a little while, and then they release basically a quote-unquote patch that's just as large as the original game, if not larger. There's a lot of complaints about that, you know, you have multiple opportunities to make this right before you actually do a release, and people just aren't doing it.
See that
Here, you guys ready for
frequently
a
with
shocker?
games.
I have a surprising one for you.
Go.
Epic is being sued.
Nuh-uh.
Again.
What?
Again. They're being sued this time over the new Fortnite style, like the Save the World style, not the Battle Royale, but the Save the World mission in Fortnite over the loot llamas. Because basically the premise of it is the only way to excel is to purchase the loot llamas.
Like a pay to win.
Yeah. Citing that it's catching a lot of heat in Belgium, Australia, the US, and other countries, that, you know, these sorts of things need to be outlawed. For our WoW fans, World of Warcraft, you're going to be able to play as a dinosaur druid soon. The Zandalari, and the cool Tyrants are coming this month on World of Warcraft.
I'm completely lost. I mean, I know what the game is, but I don't pay attention to it. So
It amazes me that it has kept its following.
yeah, especially at what is it, $10 a month?
Yep.
That's insane.
There's a lot of people that haven't come out of their basement in a very, very long time.
Well, I mean, you know, the most I know about World of Warcraft was watching the South Park episode.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's all I know of it.
Insurgency Sandstorm will be releasing 5 new guns and a new mode playlist. Destiny 2 is getting our favorite microtransactions next week.
They're getting microtransactions, you said?
Yep. They're adding microtransactions to the gameplay. Because I'm hard pressed to think of a game that doesn't have microtransactions.
Yeah, that's true, but my boy plays Destiny, my teenager. Yeah, that. You know, at the very least, I want to have to hear, Dad, I want this, Dad, I want that.
Probably shouldn't have had kids.
I love my kids.
I know you did, but part of being a kid, I think, is asking, can I have this? Can I have that?
Yeah. Well, but see, the cool thing is, part of being an adult is saying, once you get a fucking job, you're 17.
Get a job, you bum.
Oh.
So, fun and interesting tidbit that also came out this week, and this is where I'll wrap it up. Overkill's The Walking Dead was removed from Steam.
The game The Walking Dead is removed?
Yep. Steam has severed their contract and relationship with Starbreeze.
Wow.
One of the companies that developed Overkill's The Walking Dead, calling it, quote, such a shambling mess, end quote.
Well, I've heard bad things about the game, but
I didn't hate it. We played a little bit of it, but I felt like there wasn't enough there to support its price tag.
that was going to be my question to you.
It was lovingly gifted to us, but there wasn't enough there to warrant the price tag.
Yeah.
Well, that's where these huge updates come from, these huge patches.
Yep. We've seen that time and time again, I think, at least in a few games recently. One of which we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. The Fallout 76, like, first freaking patch was, like, what, 25 gigs?
Yeah. Well, just out of curiosity, Tom or Bell, where is your hard drive sitting for that game right now? Like, what is the on-disk size of that game after all the patches and stuff?
Tom can look that up a bit easier than I can, so he'll get back to you.
Okay, and just for comparison, because we're going to be talking about GTA here in a little while, my at the biggest size with all the modding I was doing, including the file sizes of writing my own mods and doing a bunch of liveries and storing them in the game folders. That, like, the biggest my GTA 5 modded folder ever was about 118 gigs.
Good God.
Okay, so what'd you come up with there, Tom?
I'm looking because remember it had its own launcher, so I couldn't check
That's
in Steam.
right. I still have
quickly.
the file folders. Like, I can't delete them off my computer. Fucking Bethesda.
Yeah, that was one of the big complaints. I don't know if anybody has tried recently to remove it, but basically you once you downloaded that beta, or once you got the opportunity to play the beta, you couldn't get rid of the file. It's just going to sit there and chill. Now, I don't remember it being a particularly large file for the
It's
beta
about 30
testing.
gigs.
Is it that big?
Yep. I mean, I've gotten rid of all the inside files. I just can't delete the actual folders. Nothing I do.
The game is sitting at 61.
61 gigs. Okay, so that's not too bad. Maybe they reduced it because what's GTA 5 now? Just vanilla, like 68 gigs or something like that.
81.
Someone that
It's 81 gigs now?
What?
Yeah, because I did a reinstall for
Holy
Perséphone.
hell.
81.
Wow. A club DLC really cranked it up, didn't it?
Yep, the After Hours. It's a good one.
Well, they did have to fit Black Madonna's big butt in there. Oh, somebody in the chat's gonna be pissed off now. Somebody, like, they love her as a DJ, and I'm like, I get it, she's got skills, but look, I can make a fat joke. Y'all have seen. That's crazy, 81 gigs. So I was expecting it to be somewhere around 100 or something there, Tom, to be honest with you. So maybe they were able to reduce the size in one of the later
they cut
updates.
a couple back after that first one because it took people half a day to freaking download it because the servers were so busy.
Oh, wow. Well, that's crazy. Well, thank you there, Belle. I do appreciate all the hard work that you put into getting us these facts, because I don't have the time to look this stuff up. And sometimes some of that stuff hits home, or at least you're like, wow, I didn't know that.
So Tom had pulled up on one of his 18,342 screens the Mortal Kombat trailer for Johnny Cage. It actually is. It's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, for a fatality animation. It looks like he's like on the set recording. He like talks into the mic and stuff, like he's on the set recording and like doing different takes. It's kind of comical. So that's cool.
I always
It's
thought he
something
was the
different,
video game
Keep
version
it
of Jean-Claude
spicy.
Van Damme.
Oh, it definitely was. That was definite inspiration.
Well, at least it made it into the Hall of Fame. Well, we're going to hear from a brand new sponsor this week, a re-release. Do you guys remember Exorbio? The Exorbio gaming system?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going to re-release it here with it's a new VR version. So we're going to hear from them, and then we'll be right back.
An ancient pastime just went cyber optic.
Mom, look, I'm playing with myself. Exorbio.
Handheld gaming action is here.
The Exorbio game system fits in the palm of your hand and provides hours of fun.
Mom, look, I'm playing with myself.
Once you discover the action-packed action of Exorbio, you won't be able to stop.
Exorbio.
Take your newfound addiction everywhere. The 3-color screen is just like real life. Play games like Morning Missile Crisis,
Free the hostages.
One-Eyed Monster War,
Lightsaber struggle.
Zit, Squirt,
Pocket pool. Mortal sin and tonsil hockey. But be careful, you might go blind.
Mom, I'm out of batteries in my arm ache. Exorbio.
Or link up your Exorbios for private sword fight battles.
I wonder if Dad still does it.
Exorbio, let the games commence.
Exorbio.
Look here, you son bitches. You listening to the Budda Show on Q92 WCTR. It's the only place for talk radio worth hearing. Hey, Charlene, bring me my beer.
And we are back.
Can you keep your hands on the table, please? I think you
no
got
private sword
free...
fight battles. What killed me, like I have to mute my mic every time, dude, the tonsil hockey. Good Lord. Well, I hope it sells a lot. As long as, what's the rapper that's got his own video game system?
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. Now, isn't this thing just, I mean, it's just, all it is freaking SD cards inside. It's just like the remakes of all the old Ataris and Nintendos, right? And that's all this thing is. It plays a bunch of built-in games.
Right. It's all, and they could be found on like Alibaba. There were like Chinese knockoffs.
I mean, more power to him and stuff like that. But I mean, I remember seeing people bitch about him on Twitter, just raising a fit that people are calling him out on it. You know, and I'm like, well, you know, sell piece of shit if you want, but I mean, it doesn't matter what name you attach to it. It's just a popular name attached to a piece of shit at that point. Am I wrong?
Well, I think the big thing about that was that he was trying to sell it like this was new, innovative, like this is, I created this type shit.
Kind of like his music.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We're so getting sued now. You know that, right? Oh, YouTube viral fame. Here we come.
After Nintendo went after him, I don't think he's got anything left.
Well, the good news is you can't take blood from a stone. So,
so are we going to hear in future Nintendo releases a lot of Soldier Boy music on the soundtrack? Do they own that too?
Oh, I'm sure it's going to get to that point.
Every time you score, it's like Soldier Boy told him.
Soldier Boy told him. There's so many beautiful people in the chat right now. You guys seeing this? This is amazing.
I am. I love each and every one of y'all.
That's right. And Gamer Sam, thank you. Thank you guys so much for your 2 super chats. You guys are amazing and we love you. All right. So, Mr. Not AJ.
Yes, sir.
Still with us. How you doing over there, bud?
Not AJ, you meant?
Are you freezing your not man boobs off?
Over here in Buffalo, yep.
Yeah. Oh, Buffalo, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo. See, I couldn't place that accent. Now I can.
That's basically Canada.
That's basically Canada.
I'm like literally 10 minutes away from the border.
So now like buffalo wings don't actually come from Buffalo, right? We'll get into that later, right? But
well, about buffalo wings, I got some pretty bad news about that with me.
What?
If it's that you're vegan, I'm definitely leaving.
Oh my gosh! You actually guessed on the first shot.
Are you really vegan?
No. No. You said I was allergic. Yeah, I'm allergic to chicken.
No. I said if you're vegan, I'm leaving, and I totally wasn't kidding.
Seriously though, you're allergic to chicken?
Yep.
Wow.
That's actually becoming more of a common allergy. It's common in dogs, but it's becoming more common in humans. Poultry allergies.
Yep, I've been having that since I was actually like, I don't know, first time I tried chicken was when I was like 4. Started happening then, and I still have it to this day. I don't know how to. I wish it could go away.
You're not missing anything with chicken.
To it.
Are you kidding me, dude? I'd kill myself if I couldn't eat Yardbird.
Like chicken, you have to dress chicken up to make it taste good. Like a steak, you could just cut it right off the cow, throw it on the grill.
Beef allergies are growing in prevalence as well.
You think they're growing because of the hormones and the way that they...
I really do.
I kind of feel that way. I feel like half of my health problems that I have are my fault, and the other half are just because I'm broke YouTuber over here. So, I mean, we eat a lot of frozen food. That's why I say I couldn't eat without them. My chicken patties, dude. Like, that'll feed us for 2 meals. You know what I'm saying? Big bag of those. So, but I have a feeling that eating all that processed food, because it's so much easier to buy that in bulk and be able to afford to feed a family of 5 on that than buy fresh vegetables and fresh meat from the butcher and all that crap, right? So I have a feeling that has a part to do with it. I think you're onto something there, Belle.
I mean, I really do, because, you know, these allergies weren't prevalent in our grandparents' time. So the only thing that's really changed is the way that we raise and farm our food now. Farm being a very loose liberal term.
Yep. And the impact of the increased demand for it.
Right.
I mean, you have the same amount of ranchers on a farm suddenly having to possibly look after twice as many cattle. There's only one way that you can do that, and that's by incorporating other means of automating the process in some form or fashion. And if hormones do it, then, they're throwing hormones in the food, right? I guess. I'm not a rancher. I don't know.
E-I-E-I-O.
E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, I haven't seen him in chat yet.
All right, so AJ, you are from New York, and of course you are a YouTuber. That's the biggest reason why you're here. So tell us a little bit about you, and for those of you who don't know, your channel and what you do.
Absolutely. First of all, glad to actually be on a voice chat with you three, be on the talk show. And I'm glad to see, a lot of people supporting the stream as well. Glad to see you all. I see you all in the chat there. But to tell you a little bit about myself to start off, I am, of course, 19. I'm at university. I guess more about my YouTube stuff. I don't know how I should start out. You mean how did I start out and everything like that?
Well, we'll get to that, but just a little rundown of what do you do on your channel? What's your content? How often do you stream?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mostly do LSPD FR content, and whatnot. LCPD FR, I also still love playing it. I think it's amazing to this day. And I'm also trying to get into other things about Grand Theft Auto, just some mysteries that you would have never seen. I mean, of course, nothing like the bigger ones they're doing out there, but something way different. But what else? Glad to be at goodness, I keep forgetting my count, 8.4K or something, which I'm really proud of. And
that's amazing, dude.
I know.
Your growth has been amazing over the past 6 months.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who's been supporting me. I appreciate it. You too as well, Buddha. And same with you too, Tom and Bell. I do appreciate how much you've been supporting me as well.
Well, it's all about family and network, community.
1.5K, I think we came in and started watching you.
Yeah, was he even fully monetized when we started watching?
I don't know if it was he?
Because we were...
Well, then it had to be 2,500.
I think I was around, I think it was around 30, 3,000 or something.
I thought it was around 2,500 when we started watching, but I'm not going to swear to it.
Yeah, I think around 3,000 probably, because I remember I did a few streams after the beginning of 2018, and I remember you both came in, and I that's still an unforgettable moment. You guys almost made me faint on stream. No, I had the monetization from the older YouTube, when it was I'm glad it, I don't really I don't know, I've never really looked into too much of the monetization stuff, but when I was partnered with TGN, I think I still am. I don't know if they still exist, but when I partnered with TGN around 4 to 5 years ago, I guess it just kind of auto-enabled it.
Yeah, his other channel, everybody used to be almost AJ.
Close enough.
What's the next one going to be? Not quite AJ.
That might be my second channel. You never know.
And then his vlog channel is going to be nearly AJ.
Nearly AJ.
Ooh, and then once you hit your 1 million sub, you can change it to AJAF.
AJ is fuck.
Got a whole business plan in my head. We'll talk after.
Oh my goodness.
Well, see, at some point, when he gets to 50, 60 million, then he could just be, just a symbol, the YouTuber formerly known as Not AJ.
Yes.
Might as well just put the symbol Theta or something.
Perfect.
Hey, what's up, guys? It is Theta Symbol, and we are back.
A random wingding letter.
You should do it like with the like to your roots, like the PlayStation buttons, you know, circle, square, triangle, squiggly line. So you said you were 19. How long you been doing YouTube now? Like making videos and.
I'd say I've been doing this since I started around 2013. But when I did it in 2013, I wasn't like heavily focused on it. I kind of just like did a few things and thought I would get some kind of outcome out of doing like just a couple of videos. But then I started resuming in like 2014, with like LCPD FR and everything, and I guess I kind of just took the channel from there, started joining like communities and did all that. So I've been doing this for a long time. One thing's for sure is, God, it was on the top of my head and I forgot. I've been so tired today. I do apologize, but I've been doing this for a while and I really do enjoy it. This is fun. Especially when I'm in college, this is kind of like a little stress reliever for me as well.
What got you into doing it?
It was just an inspiration. And it was by actually someone else who also played LCPD before. His name is Spears the Amazing HD. That's who I kind of got like that inspiration from, and I started out as like a funny guy, tried to be like a funny guy, not like him of course, but in my own way, and then I kind of figured, I didn't really like being a funny guy, so I moved more to like serious policing and kind of went from there. But the inspiration came from Spears, and that was around like early before 2014.
Okay.
So now one thing I think that, and I'm sure Buddha will agree, Tom and I really enjoyed watching you because you're a very even-keeled YouTuber. Like you kind of always have just a general pleasantness about you. And you don't get overly excited, you don't get overly negative, you don't rage. You're just kind of even keel, easy to watch.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Easy to watch.
I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I try to be, it's just like I look at some of the other YouTubers out there, there's like a couple of them who like, especially when I do policing, some people think I'm pretty calm, but some people know how I kind of do it. I'm like not calm, but I don't take things to an extreme like some people. They actually are able to yell and they do all that, which is pretty cool. I wish I could do that, but I got a whole house who usually sleeps here, and I guess it's kind of good because I don't know, I've just never been the type of person to like take things to I guess an extreme level, or even just be really calm about something. But I really do appreciate that. That really means a lot.
Well, they're chill out streams and videos too. Like there's videos that just garner watching. Whether it's news about your favorite video game or an update or a topic you really want information on. And then there's streams that they're good for watching and multitasking, but you're always flipping back over because they were calm 2 seconds ago and now they're screaming, or now they're yelling. You go look. But what I like about yours is like I get the idea. I play LSPD FR. I know what it is. I know what it looks like. And you're just such a chill streamer that it's like better than jazz in the background, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And then when you hear something interesting, you can flip over, but and watch it, and back up or whatever. But it's really great when I'm working on skins or working on doing something over here. It's just you chill me out, I guess is what I'm saying.
I appreciate that, honestly. And I guess that's just kind of how I roll. Like the whole chill part, like back when I used to do streams, I was really like way too chill, as in like I would watch my own streams like when I'm like it was kind of like around the time of 2017 when I came back to LC and LSPD FR, and I started doing streams and saw how good it was kind of going for me because I kind of enjoy it compared to well, I kind of enjoyed it compared to like doing, episodes. And what I've kind of noticed was even myself, I fell asleep on my own streams because I was like, I'm too quiet, I'm too calm. But I've kind of learned my whole, I guess kind of like what you talked about or how you described me to be, from like live PD, where it's like, I forgot his name. Was it Dan Abrams? I think that's his name. Yeah, that's where I kind of got that whole chill factor from, was like how he talks, and I kind of apply it to like my own streams because it's like, I don't know, his commentary is pretty cool, and I was like, wow, I kind of like that. I want to try something just like that too. Maybe it'll keep people hooked.
Well, it seems to have worked. It's the, I mean, we've all done the first person stuff, and a lot of us have taken a stab at it, and it's refreshing to see there's still people doing it a little, even if some of the elements are the same or they cross over between channels and content. Like, you still put your own spin on things, which is important these days, because there's just, when it comes to YouTube content and LSPD FR and GTA 5, there is such just a massive sea of content out there.
Right, exactly. Like LSPD FR is one of the most competitive. I never knew how to say this word, but niches. It's really competitive out there, and I've always told people, if you ever do LSPD FR, I've always learned, do it in your own way. And there's like a variety of ways you can play LSPD FR. Like, I see a couple people doing it like comedy style. I guess one person in mind who I've seen kind of do like comedy is you. You're pretty funny to me.
Thanks.
That's how we come back.
Right, exactly. Ace, I like Ace. Like when he does his streams, he sounds like really excited, and I like that. Like, that's one thing I like about Ace. He's pretty enthusiastic when he streams LSPD4, and I like it.
See, I didn't want to say that, but since you mentioned him, when I watch you, I think of what I imagined an earlier Ace to be. Just even, doesn't get like super pissy when his game doesn't work. Just like, all right, whatever, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna work through it. No big deal.
Before Cuffs got our claws into him, that is.
Basically.
Yeah, I even like when my game crashes, I've always like just kind of been like, it happens, and that's one thing about GTA 5 is when it comes down to mods. Like I used to be really impatient about it. Like I can tell you this, the truth is that when I used to play LSPD4 a bunch, of course before LSPD4 came out, it would always crash constantly. And one thing that I've never told people is I actually used to scream in my room and throw things around because I was so mad. I was like, it's crashing. But that probably because I was young and I couldn't control my temper. But I've kind of come to realize that when it comes down to like scripts, mods, and all that, you just have to be really patient with it, and it'll give the same thing in return.
Yeah, you don't want to go kicking your monitor or computer or anything like that.
Hence the reason why I don't mod LSPD FR.
It's such a pain in the friggin' ass.
He would pick up the computer and chuck it through the front window, and then I'd be forced to kill him.
Oh my god.
He really would. Like, we've had a few
Honey, look at our new lawn
controller
ornament.
fatalities as it is.
Yeah,
We've had one controller fatality.
That you still can't understand why it doesn't work as it's flown across the room.
Good God, at least
They need to build things better.
That or look
across the room.
Look, this is the way I see it. Rockstar, if you're listening, either stop being dicks about modding or start including one of those blow up weeble wobble punching bags included with your game. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's just, and honestly, I think Rockstar, they missed the whole boat on modding. Like, they could have went about it a whole nother way, because I know a lot of people that have went to great lengths to do the 5M thing in mods so we could play multiplayer and could have some custom mods in and cars, uniforms, and all that kind of stuff that fill out the whole role play thing, Like, I would have paid money for some kind of Rockstar hosted server that would allow some modding, client side modding, things like that.
Yeah, but how much money do they make 10 times over in shark cards?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the big argument is they just don't care. But if they don't care, then, I mean, either they can't code very well or they're doing it on purpose because they say it's for online to fight against that, which I agree. GTA 5, just like Rust, when you have a high pop server lobby, it's toxic as hell. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're going to release code that's going to block the online stuff, there's got to be some better way they can do it so it doesn't. Like if they've injected code into the game that random code will crash your game if it that was one of their early attempts, as I understand it, was it will crash your game if it detects a mod running. And that code's still in the game somewhere in a DLC, as I understand it. Rumor goes, so to speak, whatever. But my point is they could have avoided all of that and came up with something friendlier, you know? A better balance.
I think it's not Rockstar. I'll tell you why, because Rockstar has always been supportive of modding, like especially with GTA 4. Like, I mean, granted, GTA 4 is not the most like anybody who plays GTA 4 out there, you probably have known about this as well. Like, it's not the most optimized game. I think they coded that. Well, it's because they ported it from an Xbox 360, but
right.
They had so many opportunities to make such a great game. Like GTA 4, no matter what, without mods or with mods, it's one of the greatest games in my opinion. It stands side by side with San Andreas to this day, in my opinion. But when it came down to like modding, it becomes even worse. But they've always let that slide in online, and I even thought, like, why would they not let GTA 5 be the same way? And I thought maybe it's because of the algorithm of GTA Online and they want people to work up for their stuff. I realized it's their launching company or their publishing company. Take Two. And actually the one for GTA 4 was what's it called? Sekirom or something like that. Sekirom. Sekirom let modding they agreed to let modding happen on the online servers, even when it had to bypass Windows Live and everything like that.
Right.
When it came down to Take Two, it's Take Two who doesn't want to do it. Rockstar is completely fine with it. They could make modded servers whenever they want because that's what people want to see. But it's Take Two that is like, nope. You got to do this. You got to do that. You can't have this. You can't have that. And
well, they've got to.
Like,
don't they think that they should stand up to their publisher a little bit?
They should.
I mean, even especially after that whole fiasco last year with Open 4 and that whole thing that went on. After that, I mean, within 48 hours of that, and it was still fresh in everybody's head. Like over on Steam, GTA's game rating just dropped intensely and very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think that Take Two, that would wake Take Two up. I mean, it woke them up enough to go, okay, well, you're going to step back. But, they didn't step all the way back. So I just, at some point, I just feel like the developer has to put their foot down a little bit and go, okay, you're just our damn publisher. This is our property. This is our intellectual property and what we made, Because Take Two's not developing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're just controlling everything after the studio.
They're just the one pointing fingers, like telling people what to do.
Oh, well, hopefully with 6, if that ever comes out, that'll get fixed. But I have a fear that with that, we're going to end up with, oh, hey, here's the only official modding program, which you need to buy from us for X amount of dollars.
Well, I mean, probably.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the business savvy way to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree. And granted, I'll probably buy the damn thing because I like modding games and breaking them and seeing what they'll take. But,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just been one big fiasco all the way around. And it just makes it harder on everybody, whether it be even the viewers. How many times, AJ, in your YouTube career with any of the modded titles where because of an update, because there was something that you made a mistake, you updated the wrong folder or something like that, and your modded game was broke for a few days or a week and you couldn't stream. Has that ever happened to you?
It has
Right.
greatly.
So
like,
then at that point, even the viewers are affected by it.
Exactly. This happens a lot, like back when I used to do LSPD FR, like in 2016. I've always been so agitated to update my game because I thought that's like the rule of thumb to keep up to date with, like, I thought maybe that's why, like, okay, if I update my game, maybe people will be impressed by it on like my videos and stuff. Turns out when I kept doing it often, I was unmotivated to play LSPD FR, and then I went to another game called DCUO, and then that's when I was like, I don't know, I didn't really like LSPD FR. But then when I came back to it, I actually stayed on a whole copy. To this day, it kind of still exists. Is my July 2017 copy. I haven't updated it since until now for 0.4.
July 17th for that. So that version of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
That's awesome. I do that too.
52.
I do that. It was, and I know Tom will he's got some experience with this too. But with any other game, you're right. Updating, keeping it up to date is the best. There's just no question, no argument about it. But with Grand Theft Auto 5, some of us modders were hiding in the shadows at Steam, just ducking and dodging and diving, so we avoid these updates like they're the freaking plague. It's just the culture with the modding has just become so funny. There's so many different methods for avoiding breaking your modded install or how to fix it or this or that. It's just it always boggles my mind how I can't code. I don't know. Can you code, AJ? I don't think many of us can code.
I've pretty much at UB, or University of Buffalo, they had me take a coding class, and I guess I've kind of learned like some stuff, but it's probably not like coding or being able to code like a full game, having to know the programming language. But if you were to show me some code, I could probably be like, okay, I kind of understand like what's going on here. But if I had to code it myself, probably not.
Yeah, that's my point exactly. Is trying to do fix something that's broke, things like that. All these are the reasons why we avoid those updates like the plague, and a lot of people just don't. The viewers don't realize what goes into it and how disheartening it can be, and how motivation zapping it can be to go, oh, I just updated it, now I've got to go and update 17 other things and reinstall my cars and do this and do that, and 8 hours later you're ready to stream, but you're too damn tired now.
Yep, that you got that narrowed down pretty good. Like, even sometimes with the sorry about that, my apologies. Pretty much when it came down to like my game and having to update stuff, like I always get told like, hey, make sure you update this, make sure you update that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I definitely will remember, and then I keep forgetting. But the thing is like I get so worried, like sometimes, like even if I don't update my stuff, well, like, what do people criticize me for it? Because it's a long and tedious process having to go back into the INI, then having to change some values, or even if it came down to like coding, if I had an actual programming software or someone how to edit like a certain DLL file and try to maybe remaster it of my own and keep it for myself because you can't re-release it, then I would try something like that to make it much better for my or custom to my likings. But yeah, no, even if you weren't able to like code in, you just work with the INI, it's pretty tedious. And sometimes I get a little afraid, like when I do these episodes, I'm like, I hope people are okay with like an episode being delayed by an X amount of days or an X amount of hours because of the fact that GTA and LSPD FR and any other kind of mod is just so hard to work with.
Yep. And if script hook breaks or something like that, you're done. You're at the mercy of it. Especially something that's you need for sure, like Rage. They've got to wait 3 days for a Rage plugin update. You're waiting. There's nothing. If you broke your modded folder, there's nothing you can do. But not play LSPD FR. So.
Well, Rage seems to have done a better job than Octane.
That's definitely too, or Oxide for Rust. For sure.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for Oxide. Yeah, that's Rust modded servers are a mess right now because of Oxide, but it happens. That's another great example, Tom. I'm glad you brought that up. Well, let's move on a little bit. AJ, I've talked to you about this a little bit. We play this game called That's the Answer. And it's kind of a reverse Jeopardy where you give us answers for topics about you, your channel, etc., and then we try to guess the proper question. You have some of those ready, right?
I have 5 of them ready,
There's
but
5 of them.
Yeah, I figured
Guys
I
prepared.
could
I love it.
to differentiate it up a little bit.
All right. Well, we go ahead and get the background music going. And chat, you guys definitely are encouraged to interact and try to help us guess these. So, AJ, go ahead and fire off the first one when you're ready, sir.
Okay. Let's see. It happened on July 24th of 2018.
July 24th, 2018. That's the answer date.
When did you hit 5,000 subs?
Oh my goodness, you are correct.
I am
ding.
a freaking boss.
Yeah. She rules this game.
At this game.
Yep.
I'm done. I quit.
I am so good at this game. Like, you don't even know.
That's
Is there a
because she
separate
pays
package
attention.
with this job?
That was awesome, Belle. I was thinking it was something like that. I was unsure of the number, but you nailed it.
Good job.
Do what I
That
can.
was pretty good.
You do what you can. So modest she is.
I think that conspired before the show. I seriously think she.
You think
gets,
so?
Yep.
questions.
You
I
think
slid
she's got a
right on
cheat
into
sheet
his
over
DMs
there
and
at her
I said,
desk?
Listen, tell me all the question and answers we're gonna do.
Oh, go ahead, AJ. Number 2.
Okay, I have to pull a good one this time. Okay. I have a few of them here. I'll pull this one because this one's actually pretty hard. Not many people really know this one. What happened in summer of 2012? And it relates to gaming.
When did you start your YouTube channel?
Game. What happened in the summer of 2012 related to game? That's a good one. That's really. I'm stumped. Let's see. I don't know if it's related to let's see, 2012. Was that when San Andreas was released? No. Well, come on, Miss Bell. 20.
When is the first time you watched a gaming stream?
Nope.
No.
The announcement of 5?
I'd say that question that you just asked was probably at least maybe 5% close.
5% close. I'm stumped, y'all.
When did you first consider streaming on YouTube?
I don't remember what the hell I did in
I'd say about
2012.
10%.
10%. So you're 5% closer.
Listen, I'm just saying I'm 10% closer than either of you, so I'm counting this a win.
Hey, I'll give it to you. That's Savage had a good answer though. GTA 5, I assume that was when
GTA 5 was 2013.
was it on the consoles? 2013.
Yep, that's 2013.
Yeah. 10%. Watched the stream. Thought about streaming. Was that when you
did you buy
got your
your first
first
gaming
gaming
PC?
computer?
Or gaming console?
Wait, okay, so let's start with Bell. So you said when did I buy my first gaming console?
Yeah.
Buddha, what was yours?
When you got your first gaming PC.
Oh, this is okay. The question, I guess, is how do I say this? That question is the reason to that question that you have to guess. So you're actually 50% close. Oh,
I'm just saying I'm counting console as PC.
oh.
I guess gaming platform would have been the better way to put that.
PC Master Race.
I can see it right in front of me.
Oh, so the question is the reason that you got a game PC.
Yep.
So it has to be a game release then. Summer
Somewhat.
2012.
Does it have to do with a game you watched streamed on YouTube or similar, and you decided you wanted to play it?
Yes.
All right, I'm counting that as a win, so you can tell us the answer anytime.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
LSPD FR debut.
Okay. All right. So the mod debut.
Yeah, when I first started.
And how did they debut that? Did they do it the same way they did 03?
Like kind of, yeah. Like pretty much like when it came down to LSPD FR, I mean, that's when you if I had to talk about the questions, yeah, that's why zombie. When I said I saw it right in front of me, I was like, wow. But when it came back to Belle's question, it related because, of course, I said earlier I got that from Spears, and that was the inspiration because he did LSPD FR, and then that was also the reason why I got a gaming PC was because of LSPD FR, and that's when I started like. Otherwise, I used to play GTA 4 a bunch on the PS3, and it all came down to just wanting to search up how to get a police uniform on Nico Bellic in GTA 4 on PS3, and so many of them were like, "You just got trolled," and then some of them came up with PC, and I was like, "No, I want PS3." But yeah, no, it is the LSPD FR when I first started playing it.
You learn something new every day. I didn't know. I missed the whole LCPDFR thing. Like I had my head stuck up console gaming's ass for a decade.
And to give credit where it's due, our little Zoms did guess correctly in chat.
He did. I gotta give it to him.
But I'm still counting it as a win.
Of course. I put Belle's name right on my notepad next to it.
There you go. All right, so shoot with number 3.
Okay. Mason.
I'm already thinking Black Ops, so.
What is your middle name? I know you wouldn't actually tell that. I
Your
just wanted to
favorite
give an
character
answer.
in the Call of Duty franchise.
What do you do for fun? You're actually a Freemason.
I knew someone was gonna.
I don't
say
even
that.
know what they actually
No.
are. I just know it's a thing.
That's what they do for fun in the winter up there in Buffalo is they drink whiskey from mason jars. The jar in which you are drinking your drink from.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm pretty stumped on this one actually.
All right, no answers in chat. Let her
Oh
rip
wait,
there.
was it were you Officer Mason? Okay, yeah, I really do have nothing now.
All right, everybody stumped on that one.
Anyone want to take one chance at going at it? Anybody in the chat? We can always come back to the question or the answer later. I could try another one here.
No, go ahead.
All
Give us
right.
the answer.
Yeah.
To
Mason.
To Mason. What's
Yeah,
my
it's a-
dog's name?
Your dog's name. Good lord. See, I
love
wasn't
it.
even thinking anything like that.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna give myself 25% credit there because I guessed it was a personal name related to you. So I'm giving myself 25%
There you
credit.
go. I'll put it down.
See,
You don't have to
Zombie
write
was
my name
thinking the
down
same
next to
thing as me.
that one, but I'm gonna, in my mind, I'm taking 25%.
25%. All right, so go with number 4, sir.
Number 4. Okay. This one's a little bit. All right. Metal Gear Solid 4.
Metal Gear Solid 4. What was the first game you got on PlayStation?
Oh my god. It was the. I'm gonna count that as correct because that's the first game I ever played.
Damn it! I was gonna say the first game you ever played on a console.
Yeah, well, actually.
But then I was like, I don't know, like he was probably like he's appropriate age for like the early Wii era, so maybe he did that. Damn it.
We'll split it 50-50.
No, I'm gonna let you have this.
Oh,
one.
I'm gonna take. Whoa! I got a point, y'all. Holy crap! Hit the like button, y'all. I got a point. That never happens.
The world may end in a little while. So.
The world. That's right. That's right. It's nice outside now, but it might. Okay, so last one there, Mr. AJ.
Okay, let's see. I have to pull a good one. It's hard to make these, actually. I had a tough time making these. Let's see. Wow. Alright, the answer is, in quotations, yep, it is my favorite game. Quotations closed.
What is Grand Theft Auto 5? All right, so are we guessing the game here?
Yep.
Okay.
GTA 4.
Oh, Young Thug Savage got it first.
Ah, yeah, he slid in right there underneath you, Tom.
He did.
Right there.
No, I won. Chataway.
Grand Theft Auto 4. So that's your favorite of all time, then?
Oh, it is it's. Some people are like, how? But it is my childhood. Like, it literally, like, I love it so much. It's such an amazing game. I still play it to this day. I enjoy every part of it. I think it's, in my opinion, even though, like, it's just opinion-wise, or of course, I think GTA 4 is one of the best. I used to play GTA San Andreas, because, well, I didn't play it on my own, like, PC or, like, any console or anything like that. I had to play it on a friend's laptop because, of course, I was really young, and I was, like, around 5 years old, and we used to, my cousins used to own this restaurant over in Toronto, and we used to live in Brantford, Ontario. So every time we'd always meet them, we'd go to their restaurant in Toronto, and he would always bring his laptop with him, and we'd always play GTA San Andreas. So I've never played the story mode. I've kind of followed onto it from like YouTube videos from Spears, just like a little bit, and then I kind of liked it. But when I played GTA 4, it was just, I don't know, it felt awesome. I loved it, and I still love it.
I definitely like how the DLCs were story DLCs.
Yeah,
that's something that they should have stayed with.
They should have. I wish in night, then what is it? The After Hours DLC. I wish they brought back Luis Lopez from TBOGT.
Yep, I agree. That's probably, I love Lost in the Damned, but the Ballad of Gay Tony is probably my favorite story DLC of any game ever.
Oh yeah,
it's so much to do with that, even after the story ended, which I thought was nice.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, that was awesome there, Val. I do appreciate.
That was a really awesome one.
Was that 2 we got stumped on then?
Yeah, actually, 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened. That's definitely the first time that ever happened.
Can't wait to see what you guys got.
Thanks for putting the effort into that. We do appreciate that. It's always fun to learn
that was
about.
Awesome.
Learn about our guests. Belle, what do you have for us for news story number 2?
Coming right up. So in entertainment news, some real life stuff really quickly. They are going to, I think Netflix, it's either Netflix or the CW is going to revive the original 90210 cast for a 6-episode montage, whatever you would call it, little 6-episode series. Luke Perry from the original 90210 had a stroke this week.
Luke Perry did?
And Lady, yeah.
Wow.
He did. I believe it was minor from what I understand, but Luke Perry had a stroke.
Eating at the Peach Pit too much.
Yep. So, a funny thing, I don't know if any of you watch Riverdale.
Wait. Let's back it up. He's 52 years old.
He's still got it, though. Like, he still has a cold. He's only 5'10". I digress. So, when he looks tall. Right? So, like, when you see him on TV, he looks tall. So, but the headline for it was that Riverdale star Luke Perry has stroke. I'm like, he was a 90210 star.
Yeah, people definitely know him more for that than the other one.
Well, but I guess I doubt that young people of today that actually care about entertainment news, they kind of don't care.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how they all sort of faded away.
They would know about Riverdale.
Like they're all memes now.
Yep.
And one just got a brand new program on USA, one of the USA channels too. I forget his name.
Lady Gaga is apparently not in love with Bradley Cooper. They claim that their A Star Is Born romance is simply acting, if anyone cares. I thought that was another interesting
Yes,
tidbit.
I still have a chance.
With Bradley Cooper or with Lady Gaga?
Bradley Cooper, of course.
Absolutely.
Lady Gaga, I'm not that type of girl.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
12 stupid news headlines that will make you face palm. So this was a little collection of epic journalism fails. And some of them are kind of funny, but I thought we'd run through them real quick because why not?
That's
you know how
right.
I like to bring you top weird things. It's what I do. First one, federal agents raid gun shop and find weapons.
Wait, say that again.
I'm done. You don't even have to do anymore.
Yep. Federal agents raid gun shop and find weapons.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Thank Christ that it's working.
Yeah.
Because if they found ice cream cones and sprinkles, man, I'd be a little bit worried.
Your tax dollar is hard at work, ladies and gentlemen.
A recent study showed that internet trolls are jerks.
I think that one's a little inaccurate.
Just a little.
Yeah.
A brilliant observation. Bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. These are actual news headlines, like in print. There was a Fox News story on Chuck Norris facts. Are they true?
What?
I actually would like to watch that one. I'm not going to lie to any of you. I may have to Google that one later.
We're going to talk about that one next week.
Yep, we probably
have
will.
to go in depth on that one next week.
Yep. A public safety advisory. Health officials claim that pools and diarrhea are not a good mix. You don't fucking say.
Well, now that I know. Wish I'd have known that 3 years ago.
A study shows that the youngest child is considered the baby of the family. Yet some people, journalists, like actual people who are paid to write stories, come up with this shit.
I'm in the wrong business, y'all.
Yep.
Now, I wonder if any of these stories, though, are attached to a 10-pane, view next pane with 90 ads on every page type of website.
No, like a lot of these are screen caps of like actual like evening news reports and legitimate newspaper clippings.
Wow.
Yeah. Researchers claim that overeating can set a stage for obesity.
No shit. And here I was, I thought the problem was the whole world was getting smaller.
All right, so this one was actually published in The Observer, which is a relatively well-known journal. And it was published in 2006. The headline, and it's written from Chernobyl, like from the perspective, like from a journalist in that area or studying that area. The headline is, "A nuclear explosion would be a disaster."
Chernobyl. Gosh.
I mean, Chernobyl, Texas, Oklahoma. A nuclear explosion is going to be a freaking disaster anywhere.
Yep.
Oh, you know what's even worse? An EMP. I heard that's like even as worse.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you take away everybody's cell phones and that's it. Mass hysteria.
Can't leave, yeah. They
can't post to Twitter. They can't check their Instagram feed.
They'd have to restart humanity all over again. Basically.
Just wipe the server and start over.
That's right.
All right, this last one's a goodie.
We need a drum roll effect.
On a weather broadcast. Rain creates wet roads. You heard it here first, guys.
Oh,
When it
Captain
rains-
Obvious, where are you now?
So yeah, those are some top headlines for you guys.
I could
Some of
top
the
that
dumbest
one.
headlines ever written.
I could top that one. Wet roads cause car accidents.
Can confirm.
Oh yes, next week we have got to dive in depth into that. Really, Fox News is they went to see if those rumors were true.
I hope they found that they were all true.
Yeah, I have
Every
my
single
doubts
one of
though.
them.
Like the one where he does the push-ups, but he's not pushing himself up; he's pushing the world down.
Yep, that's definitely true.
Oh, I feel bad. If they're all true, I feel bad for his mom then, because the rumor is he punched his way out of the womb.
Well, I think that's why he's an only child.
He just wrecked it on his way out. Well, I guess that's
He
one way.
literally broke the mold when he came into this world.
Literally. Good
In every way,
Lord.
shape, and form.
I am now looking forward to that news expose with great expectation. Now I'm excited.
I am hoping to delight each and every one of you with that one.
Oh, and wet coochie too, says expert view. That's it. It's an expert view. So, all right. Well, that was awesome, Belle. Definitely appreciate that. We're gonna hear from the Boscarelli family, and then we will be right back. Do you play popular games like Grand Theft Auto, PUBG, Fortnite, and more?
You suck at those games and stop being a loser who gets laughed at out of the game? You want to be the best at something that doesn't change your real life dweeb shlomo living hood adjacent in your mom's basement social status?
Then you need to visit Help I'm a Pathetic Loser and Need Help Cheating at Games I Suck at.mafia.org/mod game account /nothing too illegal to see here.
Hi, I'm Vinny, hung jury Boscarelli.
And I'm Georgie 3 Nips Boscarelli.
For the Boscarelli Family Gaming Institute of Higher Game Fixing.
We love gaming.
And hate losing.
Yeah, so we started a school with what then weekend swindle.
No, Georgie, you can't say that. You gotta say the other thing.
Right. I mean, help other gamers become winners by offering them legal modded gaming accounts to give them the edge that the average schmucko doesn't have the cojones or the big boy skills to muster for himself.
That's right, Georgie. We got all sorts of them modded accounts for those popular games that these kids are playing online. Need to gain an edge over the competition in your fave first-person shooter? We got you covered.
Yeah, maybe you're a casual gamer who enjoys trolling the gabagool out of randos because you're a pathetic, miserable schmucko scumbag. Get one of our patented, not illegal modded accounts, and you'll be griefing other players in no time flat, like the lame-o potato-sucking jerk-off you can't help but be.
Our website checkout system and delivery are second to none, and your information is protected and safe.
We take your info security safely, because how else would we keep it secure to swindle
Georgie, remember the thing that the lawyer Stooley told.
I mean, store your info securely to make future purchases a breeze.
We also offer a loan shark program where you can buy modded accounts and pay as you go without simple credit option.
That's right. Simply put, you sign on a dotted line and pay us back with a 200% interest VIG, or we take your limbs
off your trees and hold them limbs until you bring those accounts current.
That's right. So visit us on the dark web today at help I'm a pathetic loser and need help cheating at games I suck at .mafia.org/modded game account /nothing illegal to see here. Once again, that's help I'm a pathetic loser and need help cheating at games I suck at .mafia.org/modded game account /nothing illegal to see here, and start winning today.
Like, literally, you're listening to the only place for talk radio worth hearing, The Budda Show, right here on Q92 WCTR. Oh my God.
And we are back.
Welcome back.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I'm back.
What do you think of the Boscarelli brothers there, AJ?
That was pretty nice.
They're making a killing on those accounts, man. We heard they told us that their biggest sales for PUBG were customers in China buying the modded accounts. But surprisingly enough, the most modded GTA 5 accounts they sell are here in the States. Interesting facts.
The more you know.
That's right. We need that sound effect too.
We need that meme to just come across the screen.
That's right. That's right. I need to hook it up to the stream deck over here. I'm going to work on that. So, Tom, you know what time it is, right?
I don't know. I can't see my clock.
Can't see your clock. It's rant time, buddy. Got a rant this week?
When does he not have a rant?
I live in the world of Walter. I got rant all day long.
That's right. We need to start getting him in here for these segments.
Oh, there's not enough salt in here with just one of us. You want two of us?
Well, I mean, we do have margaritas later, so we can use the salt.
Just grind them up and put them on the rim. That took a weird turn.
That or just rub the glass really hard over their head a few times. Easy, Tom.
Nope. Not falling into it.
Not falling into it. You gotta have something you can bitch about for a minute.
Oh, I do. So, I don't know if it's just YouTube with the way they, or the crap that they think I want to watch. But there's all these gaming, quote unquote, air quote, gaming channels that they are playing a game, but they're not playing a game. They're more over voicing over a game to bitch about something else. And half the time it's not even gaming related. It's just like they'll be talking about social events, but playing Apex in the background.
So like an IRL stream instead of in the game is just there.
Yeah, like they needed, they couldn't just talk on their own, right? Because obviously they have a blank screen, or they don't want to put up a face cam. So they're using popular games, whether it's their own gameplay or not, I don't know, and just ranting or talking or just hopping on the bandwagon about complaining about Fallout or complaining about whatever game.
I hear you.
And
List Belief
and
used
it's
to do a
just
lot of those.
littered. It is littered. Like YouTube thinks I want to watch this shit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I want to watch people that are playing games like that. I enjoy, but I'm not going to enjoy somebody voicing over gameplay completely unrelated to the game that they're actually playing.
Right. Yeah, you're right. There's definitely a lot of that. Like List Belief was one that you guys remember that cat? He was one that would do that a lot. I don't know, it was CSGO or something like that. And he would just talk about different social things that was going on, drama in the YouTube gaming community, etc. But it wasn't actual anything related. He wasn't talking about anything related to what was on the screen.
And they're not small channels. They are six digit subscribers. Like, it's crazy. Like, they're getting hundreds of thousands of views on the stuff.
People love drama, man.
It boggles my mind.
People love,
like, why have a gaming channel, or why not change your format to say, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. You know, where Twitch would use like the just talking tag and just have like somebody up there ranting or talking, whatever it may be.
Yeah, there's lots of those too, right? People just sit on a face cam and eat
there's
do their hair and makeup and
tons of it on Twitch. Tons of it. But that's what you're expecting. You're expecting somebody you're just going to go through, and it's titled as just chatting, and you watch somebody talk.
Yep. I see what you're saying. So you're delving further, the ones that delve further, and they just clickbait their titles. Or, like, for example, I'm going to bitch about some drama that's going on Twitter between two users. But I'm going to throw a Fortnite thumbnail up there, and I'm using Fortnite content in the background, Fortnite gameplay. And everything about my title and my thumbnail makes it look like it's something actually about Fortnite.
Right. It's all about their click-through.
Right.
Like, that much I get.
But then when you get there, it's nothing but Fortnite gameplay behind, let me bitch about this social media, whatever going on.
Yeah, my home feed is like riddled with that shit now as a suggestion.
Now, let me ask you this. So let's say my rant is relevant to the gaming community. And I don't want to do a face cam. What would you propose the background be?
Is it your own gameplay?
Yeah, let's say for the purposes of this it is.
I think that would be just fine. Is it about the gaming community in general, or is it about something within a subgenre, like a community surrounding a game or style of game? You know,
does it matter?
Honestly, you're right. It probably doesn't.
Because now you're almost doving into where we are, right?
Yeah.
We have a studio where we're talking. Like, this is like the appropriate what you should be seeing. Like, we're not doing anything. We don't need flashy shit all over the screen to keep talking. It is just us in the studio, and this is what we're doing. We're talking.
Right.
Get creative. Do that. You don't need gameplay like that has nothing to do with it. Half the time it's in like 480 that you can't even truly make out what they're doing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I guess for me, Bell, the answer would be, my opinion would be just, it wouldn't be, if you're not clickbaiting it for people to click on it and believe it's something else than what it is. As I think that's where Tom and other people who agree can kind of draw that line right there, right, Tom?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if they're using it as their background content, but it's related in some way. I mean, if she's talking about the gaming community and it's gaming background, her gameplay in the background, I don't see an issue with that.
I think in my opinion, well, I think like the points brought up are really good. I think a better idea would just be like, because I'm not saying like everyone's like I guess to put it in nicer terms, not everyone can be on the same page when you're making a video, something like that. People are obviously like, for example, a good game that some people do or use, like gameplay footage wise, over videos like that is Overwatch. You know, if I had to put like Overwatch into a scenario like that, what I would do is state at the very beginning, like a disclaimer, that I'm not fully, you know, talking about anything in this game. This is just more of something like in the background. And it kind of keeps the viewers, like, I guess, hooked, because even with me, I guess there's just like some people out there, like with me personally, if I watch like a blank screen, it's kind of hard for me to like keep my eyes on, or just kind of keep on track of what they're really talking about, because I feel like when they have like gameplay in the background, I can like easily follow along. You know, now granted,
Yeah.
not everyone's like looking at the gameplay and they're like, oh well, look at that, he just killed that guy. It's more like, I don't know, you kind of how do I describe it? Think of it like those like not to make anyone's dreams fall into nightmares tonight when they're sleeping, but think about like horror stories. You know, like some people like to include like motion in the background whilst they're talking about the story, you know, or like certain animations, or they might make an animation out of their horror story. And that just kind of keeps the viewers hooked and like, wow, okay, I guess I'm kind of still on the right track. Because that's usually what people do on YouTube. You know, that's the usual algorithm, is that when people watch a video, they look at it and they listen to it, you know, instead of just listening to it like an MP3 player.
Well,
So
no,
I
you're
guess,
absolutely right. You're absolutely right in that, because if I didn't want a visual something, I would listen to a podcast about it. You know
right,
what I mean?
exactly, yeah. But I think the
how many
points you
people are
mentioned are really
actually
good.
listening to podcasts versus, okay, so like I watch Joe Rogan's podcast, can't listen to it.
I mean, I listen to podcasts on the way to work. There's a couple of true crime ones that I like.
But then you'd miss like Elon smoking pot.
That's right. That's right.
I
Well,
don't know. Like,
I mean, it's
that
it's
kind of-
it's a good valid argument, because I think what you're talking about, right, is just when people cross the line blatantly, and
Exactly.
it comes off as, look, if you're going to clickbait, put more effort into it. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
it gets to be a lazy thing.
And it's not these small channels. These are people that have grown their channel into hundreds of thousands of people, and are obviously doing it for monetization, because they're putting out videos a day, two a day, whatever it may be. But they're a gaming channel that's got nothing to do, or very little to do with gaming, whether it be a rant or whatever.
Yep, I agree.
No, I think you're right, because so it's acceptable when we would watch some Fallout coverage, for example, to have gameplay of Fallout in the background.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see what you're saying. To put, like, as you know, AJ said, Overwatch on and then proceed to talk about.
Well, see, they use Overwatch because it's a visual assault.
Yeah.
Right. You're looking at weird colors and everything else that just keep your mind either tricked. Like, are you really truly listening to it at that point?
No.
Or you're just getting like that visual fix that you need by watching something.
Yep.
Correct.
Plus, Overwatch is very popular, and whether people realize they're watching the content or not, if they watch enough of that type of content where that's being used in the background, then it becomes a familiarity thing too.
All right, so you're going to start putting your videos up instead of us in the
no,
in the studio, right?
No, because
so
that's not what I do.
Put it up enough, and you'll get more subs, right?
Yeah, no. I honestly, if I had to stoop to clickbait, to stoop to tricks like that to keep people engaged, then why the hell am I on YouTube except just to make money? And what pisses me off about it is you get people like me, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, or AJ, or Onyx, or Ace, where we're trying to take these mods and take the games and take the content that the same people have seen a million friggin' times already and try to put our spin on it and do it our way with our ideas. And we put a lot of work into it, and we're left scrounging for table scraps of viewers and things like that. When someone like, Mr. Boss for the win can make 10-minute and 15-second videos with 90 freaking ads, and people call him out on his clickbaiting, and he talks about the same damn thing for 10 minutes he could say in 2, and just, is killing it. And hey, again, nothing wrong with that as far as more power to him and all that. But it's a very unfair playing field for people like us who do not wish to employ those now time-tested techniques in order to increase our view times or things like that. I would rather be a little guy who, I have true fans who watch, and they watch the entire content because they watch me and they like my jokes and my attitude, the way I see things, my sarcasm or voice or whatever, than have 90 million beautiful colors on there that just keep them hooked.
Oh, another thing about that, like what to agree with Tom too, is I don't like when people see, as I said earlier, I wouldn't mind if they did that, the whole gameplay thing, as long as they mention okay, the gameplay I'm playing here is not anything related to what I'm about to talk about. This is just something background. But one thing I do despise about people doing stuff like that is when they put tags that relate to the game, and it's well, you are playing the game, but you're not talking about the game. And for people who are looking up the game should not have to see that, because for example, I've never played Overwatch myself, but my friend Kuji does. So if he plays Overwatch and does that, then I want to look up something from Overwatch and see his videos pop up rather than someone who's ranting about Grand Theft Auto on Overwatch. It just doesn't,
right. Well, that ties back into what Tom exactly was saying right there. It's abusing the tools that are there and using them solely to increase watch times, increase, and thereby increase ad rev.
Exactly. So I agree with Tom 100% on that. That's ideally, I think, I don't want to put YouTubers I'm honestly, it's the truth. I wish YouTube had some kind of system to be hey, we looked at your video, or we automatically detected that your video isn't about this game. You talked about something different. Therefore, we'd like you to change your tags if possible, or change your description. To get rid of the clickbait part. You know what I mean?
That's probably an almost insurmountable task without humans involved, for sure. Because if the algorithm started picking up voices and words that you say on your live stream, then everybody might be getting hit.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked something did you hear about the this person that died today, or this car wreck on I-95 or something like that? But I'm doing LSPD FR, which is obviously police content, police roleplay content. Then I start talking to someone in chat, interacting about the car accident. Well, that, you see where I'm going with that. That may be a poor example, but I think without human interaction, I just don't think that we could do it fairly with technology. And I think that's the reason why it remains. Plus those big channels, YouTube doesn't want to give up that ad rev that they made off of it.
Right, exactly.
If a channel's making them X amount of thousands of dollars a month, they're going to start going, okay, well, we're not going to pay so much attention to how he's earning it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I did search for LSPD FR, rants that were like that with the LSPD FR in the background.
Right.
I couldn't find any longer than 5 minutes because the game didn't stay running.
And then the rant turns into why it's crashing all the time. Oh, that was awesome. Any final thoughts there, Tom?
No, I'm good. I got that off my chest. I feel better.
Just stop fucking doing it, right? That's the final thought.
I do have one rant about YouTube.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Go quick. We got to hear this.
Up.
All right, I'll try to make this as quick as possible. But YouTube taking away, how do I put this? I don't want to say inactive subscribers, but rather people who aren't able to watch for the meanwhile, whilst they're probably busy in school or at work, and they just don't have enough time to watch until like a few months later. I don't like when YouTube removes people like that because I've had a few people in my time where they would come back to the channel and they're like, "Hey, it's kind of weird. I wasn't subscribed to your channel," and I was like, "Did you hit it?" Which was like a pretty like, I guess it was meant to be a rhetorical question, and they were like, "Yeah, of course I did," and it's kind of crazy that it's not only just one person who reported to me saying stuff about that, but it was like a variety amount of people. And this has actually happened to PewDiePie with this whole T-Series thing. I don't know if you know, but T-Series actually did take over because PewDiePie around 20 something of February, like this week or last week, he got taken over by like I think a short 20,000 because YouTube actually took 20,000 away from him, which were inactive subs or could just be fake accounts. But even me, like I have like inactive people, and for YouTube to take at least 20 a month from me, there's no way there can be like fake accounts subscribing to me. They're obviously inactive, and it kind of makes sense because some people are like, "Hey AJ, I'm back. Sorry I haven't been able to watch, but I noticed YouTube like unsubscribed from maybe unsubscribe from you," and I'm like, that's kind of weird. I don't like how they do that. It's like if someone's not watching for a while, then YouTube shouldn't do that. You know, what happens if they don't remember the YouTuber's name? Because not many people really hop on YouTube that much. They might see a YouTuber and like, oh, when I come back to this app, because people might watch Twitch, they'll be like, oh, I'll check this guy out again. They come back like 12 months later and they're like, what's that guy's YouTube channel name? You know, I wanted to watch him. You know what I mean?
I've been unsubscribed from people that I sponsored.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I was about to say, I've been unsubscribed from you, AJ, from Tom, from Onyx and Rye.
I have been unsubscribed from Onyx twice, and mind you, I've been a sponsor for over a year, and I have been unsubscribed to AJ at least once. There are others as well.
Now
Yeah,
YouTube
so
thinks I
weird.
shouldn't watch Ace. I think Ace got unsubscribed from me 3 different times.
It's just insanity, is what that is.
It is.
The algorithm is broken. And see, that proves my point of what I was just saying earlier, that when you start to put computers and artificial intelligence in play and using these algorithms, they're going to make mistakes. Without human, can you imagine if they just let their algorithms through free and they didn't have a team of people to kind of pick up the slack where the algorithm screwed up? I mean, imagine the madhouse it would be on YouTube then, you know?
Exactly.
Just insane. Belle, you got any more news for us tonight?
Well, not news, but I do have the 12 interesting facts about New York, if we want to go through those.
Yeah, let's go through those, and then we'll get back with AJ. I want to touch a little bit about the new LSPD FR and current state of police roleplay here in a minute, but let's run through these first. I always love these.
So now a lot of these are going to apply to New York City because everyone thinks that there's New York City, the 5 boroughs, and then there's Connecticut, New Jersey. Like New York is only the 5 boroughs, and then you have New Jersey and then Connecticut.
And South Canada.
Yeah, in South Canada.
But that's
so,
not true, though, right?
There is actually, New York is actually a larger state than anyone gives them credit for. But, so 12 interesting facts about New York that you may not have known. There are over 8 million people living in New York City.
Yes, there are.
That means that every 1 in 38 people in the United States call New York City their home.
Wait, say that statistic again. 1 in
38 people in the U.S.
Holy crap!
Whoa.
So 8 million sounds like a lot, but when you chisel it down to a more definitive, like a number that you can look at and kind of like rationalize. So that means that how many people do we have watching now?
13.
All right, but I'm seeing 54 likes. So that means that every person that came in and liked this stream, about 1.5 to 1.6 of them call New York their home.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
There
a
are more
lot.
than
And New York
800
now, the
languages
landmass
spoken
is
in New
small
York.
as it's not the largest state either, obviously.
No, it's a small state. I mean, square footage wise, it's a small state. Population wise, it's a large state. But yeah, there are over 800 different languages spoken in New York.
Good Lord.
Yep,
And
four out
that's
of
just
every
by the
10
taxi
households.
drivers.
Yeah, 4 out of every 10 households speak a language other than English.
That's insane.
It is.
Oysters were so popular in New York that in the 19th city, the shells of the oysters were used to pave Pearl Street.
Really? Real
Uh-huh.
oyster shells. That's
France gifted the Statue of Liberty to the U.S. in 1886 for its centennial celebration.
cool. Knew that. That was anybody who's interested should read up on that, how they brought it over, like the actual story, and it's pretty amazing how they got it over.
Waving white flags.
I knew
Well,
that was
unfortunately
coming.
now you'd have to pay baggage fees for it, so
It's over 50
it would never
pounds.
happen. It's over 50 pounds.
Yeah.
New York City's Federal Reserve Bank has the largest gold storage in the world. Now, this article is from, I think, 2018, but I'm assuming it hasn't changed. The vault contains $90 billion in gold.
Good Lord.
If anyone wants to know how we get rid of the deficit, I think I have an idea. You should call me.
Most of that is not our money.
That's right. That's a lot of China's money, right?
Yeah. But who says, you know what? Who? So, Bell's rant. Who from another country says, you know what? I think I'm going to store my shit in New York City. That sounds like a great idea. Let's go do that.
Because what country would dare screw with us on a military level?
That's a good point. Or you know what?
I mean,
screw
there
that.
are
Who
a
would screw with the
couple.
pissed off New
I
Yorkers?
can think of a few in recent history.
Current history, nobody's going to really push that button, except if they're an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually didn't know this one. The United Nations headquarters was established in New York in 1952, after World War II.
Did not know that either.
The first pizzeria in the United States of America opened in New York in 1895.
Holy crap.
That's why you can only get good pizza in New York.
And the term, if we have any economists in the chat, which in the most polite way I somehow doubt, I don't feel like an economist could enjoy the intellect behind my humor.
No. Absolutely
But
not.
the pizza principle was coined in New York, and it's because since the 1960s, a slice of pizza has roughly been the same price as a subway ride.
So that's okay. So that's where that, because I've heard that before, but I had no idea what the hell
Very interesting.
it meant.
The borough of Brooklyn alone, based on population, would be the 4th largest city in the U.S.
Good Lord.
Queens would also rank 4th.
Why do people keep moving there? I've been there. The traffic is horrible. The people's attitudes suck.
But the pizza is slamming.
They all move there for the
I got the hell
pie.
out of there.
Oh, yeah. I
For
mean,
those
it's
that don't know, Tom was born and partially raised in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I'm a New Yorker. See, me, AJ, Ace. Look, we had 3 of the 38.
Yeah. Times Square was named after the New York Times newspaper. It was originally called the Longacre Square.
Yeah, Times Square rolls off the tongue a little better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I can't see Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve from Longacre Square. Sounds like he's having it on a farm.
New York City became the first capital of the U.S. in 1789.
What?
Yes, sir.
And our final one. More Chinese people live in New York City than any other city outside of Asia. And more
Really?
Jewish people live there than any other city
Miami.
outside of Israel.
In Miami. No, that's just the old Jewish people.
No, they
Oh, they immigrate.
start in New York and then they move to Miami.
Yeah.
There are
Exactly.
actually more New York natives in South Florida than South Floridian natives.
Now, you guys are from Jacksonville. Is there a large retirement population there at all?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
We have a lot of snowbirds in our area, actually. So people who own properties in northern Florida who come down here for the winter that live up north.
So actually, I think what it is once they hit once they get out of Georgia, hit Florida, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm not driving another 3 hours down."
They just stop in Jacksonville.
Yep.
They just stop and like, Florida's fine. We're here. We're stopping right now.
Now, how many of those
so
people stopped in
Jacksonville's
Panama
actually the halfway
City?
point between Atlanta and Miami.
There you go. She's got a point. How many of those lazy people stopped in Panama City, said, "Hey, at least it's on the ocean." Little they know, 3 months later and spring break was going to come rolling around.
Panama City's Gulf side, so that's usually got to be, and nothing, I mean, obviously pretty much nothing connects to the Gulf side. So that's got to be kind of an intentional trip.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that has to be the destination you seek.
Yeah, that's a good point. I
Like,
wouldn't go
here
down
it's
that
like,
way
I
at
don't want
all.
to drive any farther, so like I'll stop at Daytona, which is also a big one for spring break.
Yes.
And
yes.
NASCAR fans.
And Bike Week.
Yeah, Bike Week is fun though.
Yeah. Well, that's when that's a lot of adults.
That's a lot of rednecks at Speed Week.
That's true. That is true. Oh, good Lord. Well, that was definitely enlightening for sure. I always love learning about different play. How many of those did you not know, AJ?
I gotta say, except for the capital one, I didn't know all of them at all.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like you could have made an educated guess about the Jewish people and the Asian people though.
Yeah, probably. I'll tell you what, there is a lot of like Indians and Asian people in Buffalo. Like, believe it or not, tons of them. Tons.
It surprises me that there's a congregation. So people that move to another country, people that immigrate, they generally don't go for high cost of living places. And Buffalo has a very high cost of living, and New York City has a very high cost of living.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're in Chinatown, and it's cheap because they put 20 people in a house.
Buffalo's probably not like that.
No, not Buffalo. No, not really. More so New York City. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean New York City, and there's rent-controlled housing and so on. I understand that, but Buffalo has a very high cost of living, so I'm surprised that people. I'm always surprised when people end up in an expensive area.
Yeah.
There's like really like rich areas like Clarence, New York, which is part of Buffalo. They got, what is it? Probably Orchard Park. I don't know. I think so, maybe. Yeah, they have a lot of like really expensive like areas to live in. Honestly.
Yeah, I've visited upstate New York before. There's a lot of nice communities up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, surprising with that many people. That statistic that Bell shared with us, that with that many people, that there's the majority is still around the actual New York City area. You go up into the upstate New York, and there's still a lot of countryside up there.
Yeah.
Very quiet. I mean, it reminds me of Canada up there. To be honest.
Especially when it snows a lot out here.
I like the Catskills. I'll stay up there.
I did a couple of wine tours in the Finger Lakes. That's the only part of upstate I've really been to. I've been to the Hamptons and then obviously New York City quite a bit, but I did like a couple of winery tours up in the Finger Lakes, and that was just beautiful.
Yeah, I enjoyed when we visited. We visited some of my stepdad's family up there, and they're definitely different from what I was used to being down here in the South, and definitely different food too. That was a big shock. There's some dishes that they do up there in upstate New York that they don't do. Like, I think it's a lot of the Canadian cooking and French cooking that comes, you know how stuff kind of works its way into an area.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get used to it. I'm like, Mom, can we just go get a frickin' burger from McDonald's? I don't know what the hell this shit in this bowl is. All right. Well, back here with AJ real quick. AJ, real quick, give us a little rundown about where your channel's headed over the next, like this time next year. Where do you see yourself going? Is there any games that you're planning on playing you don't do now, etc.?
Good question, actually. And I appreciate you asking. Where do I think the channel will be heading? Well, I hope, I know that for sure, like with university around, it's so hard for me to get into different games. I've just been so revolved around GTA like my whole life, I guess, and I don't know, I guess I just so enjoy it that I might like keep doing it. And if I had to say like some other stuff that I thought about doing, like I haven't even revealed these ideas yet, but I guess why not? Um, I've thought a few like ideas in mind when I talked about like just doing Grand Theft Auto like videos. I thought about going into stuff like that people have never went into, especially like learning from like physics and everything. I want to do like the real actual like real physics of Grand Theft Auto 5, for example. So like, okay, like is gravitational force and weight true, or is it neglected? And I'll tell you what, it is neglected. I found like a few ways how. So like things like that, of that nature, like something different than what other people make of that content. You know, more physics, more storyline, or more like um logicality, I guess, if that's even a word. I'm so tired, so I
Kind
can't
of
even...
doing experiments within the game.
Experiments, yeah.
With the game mechanics.
Exactly.
That's actually a pretty neat idea, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to that content for sure.
Yeah, definitely, and thank you. And if I had to say like what else is coming for 2019, I want to make more of live FR. So it's such a requested thing that people really want me to do, but I just, with college in the way, it's so hard to do that because you got to get the voice actors and you got to get them around, and then you got to go in the editor, you got to make sure that everything is synced at the right time and whatnot. And it's pretty tedious. Like live FR is one of the most tedious kind of series I've kind of managed to work around with. And if I had to say, I get a little frustrated doing it sometimes because I have to re-render everything at least 5 times to make sure I get like the perfect result. Because in the editor, it used to lag when I was on my GTX 1080 PC. Now I have this RTX 2080 and this new greater processor, and now 2666 millihertz of RAM when I had like 16666 or whatever it is.
A huge improvement.
Yeah,
you can start rendering at 60 frames without problems.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the editor, it doesn't lag anymore. So maybe I might be able to do more live FR because people really want to see it. They're like, when they saw the first couple videos, they were like, which is the only ones I have up right now. They're like, wow, it's so cool. Like, you know, you need to make more. And I'm like, yeah, I wish I could. I think, I don't know, maybe this weekend I'll see what I can do. But, you know, I've always wanted to, there's also one other issue, which if you guys ever wanted to become part of voice acting, feel free. You know, you guys are really close to me and I really appreciate the support that you guys have shown as well. You know,
of course, I'd love to do that.
Absolutely. You'd make it great. I know you guys would make it great. Make one of the great, like one of the best casts, you know, on the show. But yeah, I don't know, I'll definitely let you know like if I have something like coming up with that. But that's all I have for the future right now.
Okay.
And as for live streaming, I don't know, sometimes I have to like learn how to limit my live streams. Like some people have caught on to the fact that I stream for a very long time and I cannot stop. Like I usually go on for like 4 to 5 hours, and I never know that I'm actually at that mark. So I need to like reduce to like 2 or something like that. But I never pay attention to the time. Or sometimes when I'm just playing, I get into it or 2 into the game, and I'm like, I don't want to quit right now.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's one game that you're looking forward to that's coming out?
If I had to say,
Like you've got to get it.
I gotta get it. Oh, right away, I have 2 in mind. One of them, which I love, this horror game, and I'm hoping they actually make a number 3 for it. And I guess it's one of Rise games that I enjoyed watching. Outlast 3.
Yeah.
I really cannot wait for Outlast 3. And another one that I can't wait to see is it's coming with 2 different remasters. Modern Warfare 4 with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered and Modern Warfare 3 remastered. As soon as that comes out, no matter how much money I have left on whatever card, I'm getting it. I'm buying it from Steam. I'm taking everything. Special edition, season, all the seasons, whatever it is, seasons pass. I'm getting everything out of it.
The whole shebang.
Yep.
Well, if we learn anything, it'll be like $150 if we learn from the last time they offered master.
Oh, exactly. And for GTA 6, I actually learned something like pretty funny, is that many people have never caught on to this, even me. But GTA 5 was released 5 years after GTA 4 was released. GTA 4 was released 4 years after what was it? GTA 4 was released 4 years, I think, after San Andreas.
Yep.
And then GTA San Andreas was released 3 years after GTA 3. Do you see how that sequence is kind of going?
Huh.
So we're looking at 6 years.
6 years, so 6 years is about to be... It's this year, technically.
That's this year.
Yep.
Wow.
September 2019.
Yep.
Watch
I
him go,
wonder-
nah, we're going to make you wait a decade.
I know. I was gonna say Rockstar's gonna be like, nope, forget your conspiracy theory. Wait 9 years.
Exactly.
And then
This
that's
is a
only
pretty
going to be
good
on
job.
console. Wait another year for us to port it to PC.
Oh man, when the whole thing with PC was coming along, I was so mad. Oh man, I like GTA 4 though, like because I remember how many people on LCPDFR.com back then were like, we're still here on GTA 4. We can't wait for LSPD FR to come out. And then as soon as LSPD FR came out, I immediately just downloaded it. When GTA 5 first came out for PC, I just bought it right away, regardless of the price. It was $60. I just said, whatever. I only have this much money left. I might as well just take it.
We wore out so many Xbox discs of that Xbox One disc. Or 360 discs of that game. Actually, 360, yeah. Like, I must have bought that game on console 4 or 5 times, dude. Not kidding. We just literally wear them out. It's just insanity. Of course, we got kids in the house. They're going to scratch and break things till it don't work anymore anyways, so. Well, Tom and Bill, you guys got any final questions for AJ there?
How are you finding the stability of 0.4 compared to previous?
Like the previous versions?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. We kind of ran out of time on that, so let's touch on LSPD FR 4 or 0.4 real quick. So how are you, as Tom said, how are you finding it compared to previous?
I gotta say, I actually like this new update. If there's a few things that I had to mention about it, there's quite a few things, so I'll make sure I'll make them pretty quick. LSPD stability is absolutely amazing. Like back on the 0.3.1 version, of course with the trees mod that they had out, like the Forest of San Andreas and everything, I had that in my game, so that probably was a cause to frame reduction. But I always used to get like 47 frames in the city and like 50 and 60 in the county. But now, like, we're playing LSPD FR without the trees, which I'm about to put the trees just now and see how they work. With the trees, or without the trees, I'm getting about 100 FPS. No joke. Like, at least 104 max from what I recorded. In the Blaine County. And in Los Santos, I get at least 70 to 80. Which is perfect.
That's insane.
It is insane. And this is on an RTX 2080 with the i7 8700K liquid cooling and everything. I can only imagine like it'll run just as good on like a 1080 Ti because they're actually equal to the current RTX 2080s right now until RTX 2080 actually gets updated with their drivers. But no, nonetheless, the stability is pretty good. Some people that they aren't taking account into this thing, but some people are like LSPD FR is crashing for me and it's bugging out. Some people are not doing a few things right because everything that I've done in my path so far for installing LSPD FR 0.4, I have come across zero issues. The only issue I think I came across was the recent natural vision update for EMB or an EMB update. That kind of like screwed my game a little bit, but I was able to like just adjust whatever I wanted and hopefully it's, you know, stop crashing, which it did stop crashing, thankfully. But aside from that, one thing I recommend to everybody is just start on a clean copy, go slowly, install one mod at a time, go in, see what you need to configure, come back out, write it out on a notepad. Because at the end of the day, when you get 0.4 configured, it's not like you have to update your game version. You just have to update your mods at that point. But your game version is at least good. You don't have to keep resetting your game constantly, waiting for the new script hook and the Rage plugin hook. You can just update the plugins that you need to update because it's still going to stay the same. Another thing I gotta say, if there's one thing I don't like about 0.4 though, is the callouts. You're only given 3, and the 3 that you're given is a robbery, Grand Theft Auto, and a pursuit of armed suspects. I think while those calls are pretty new and they feature they show the new features of LSPD FR 0.4, I do think it's pretty bad in a way that in LCPDFR, they used to have things like muggings, domestic disturbances, homeless disturbances. They had a lot of calls, like on just the stock LCPDFR version,
Right.
you know? But with 0.4, they have like, or with LSPDFR, they always start out with like these 2 really weird calls and then let everyone else pick up the slack. I just talked to a moderator and I made some kind of theory thinking that maybe it's just that they want to leave everything up to others to pick up the slack for them. And ends up that moderator told me that is true. They do want you to do that.
Right.
So
it gets the community involved and
it does.
makes the whole thing better.
Exactly, contribution. So I think what 0.4 or LSPDFR in general is getting at, that I guess I'm just not used to it because being an LCPDFR players always remember that LCPDFR was always built having its own callouts, like a lot of them having pretty good mechanics and everything. The thing that's hard to get used to is the fact that they start out with only 3 callouts and expect that to be a foundation for other people to build off of. So like they contribute by putting their mods, making their own plugins, making their own callouts. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Now, do any of the current callouts, like I know some of the stuff that has yet to be updated, you know, de facto from 3 to version 4, there are some plugins and stuff that work. Now, I haven't tested any, but I believe there's a few, like Code Red callouts and callouts 5 that still work with 4. Is that what you're finding?
Yes, cheap callouts is even one of them too. Even like a few ones like the ones I have right now in my game are cheap callouts, computer, like the plugins wise or LSPDFR plugins wise. I have cheap callouts, computer plus, easy loadout, EMS mod or better EMS, LSPDFR plus, Peter U, Police Smart Radio, Stop the Ped, Ultimate Backup, X Scanner, never getting vocal dispatch because apparently there's a folder there that I don't need. OJ scenarios, they have traffic policer, traffic control.
So in reality, aside from the stuff that was just updated, there is still a lot that still works.
Yes,
and that stuff will probably be updated soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, even EUP still works. EUP still works. Spotlight, persistent flashlight.
I do like how you don't really need the EUP menu anymore. Like if you know how to configure their XMLs now. Like I like how everything with this, all of the custom uniforms and the different characters that you can save, it's all saved with XMLs. And you know, I like that because it's easy to go in and modify them and things like that. So I do like the fact that I can go into the station, go on duty, and if I have the EUP assets installed, I can get them right there through LSPD FR 04.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think that's sweet.
The only thing that they forgot to do when they updated to 0.4 is they didn't add a weapon holster.
That's
when you first started out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh, good. This is the British police. We go
the
with
British police. That's right. Yep. Stop, or I'll say stop again. Okay, so let's see real quickly. Current state of police roleplay with Grand Theft Auto, moreover Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, it's here to stay, obviously, but do you feel like it's a downslide now? Do you feel like 4 has revitalized that? And I'm not talking about 5M. That's kind of its own monster these days. But just as far, especially for content creators and videos and streams, the single player modded police roleplay that we do with LSPD FR for content. I mean, where do you see that? You believe that it's still a good thing, or it's going strong, or it's starting to die off no matter what we do? What's your opinion on that?
I think it's good. Even if I had to get another person, which unfortunately he's on a trip, and I think he would agree with me on this too. But Doug,
okay.
You know, there's one thing for sure is that LSPD FR still maintains its, or I guess JB too. JB's he can kind of account for this, but you know, LSPD FR has still maintained its great feature of role play and having to play as the police. I say police really weird these days, but
police.
The police. I learned that from the live PD people. But you know, when you play as the police in the game, you still kind of feel like, okay, I'm playing like 0.4 has made it so much better. Not maybe compared to 5M, but I'm pretty sure you guys do it on 5M too. Life RP. They've kind of started integrating some of those features, and I guess that kind of enhances some of the police roleplay, meaning like, okay, you wake up early in the morning, you take a shower or whatever, or you wake up early in the evening and you're about to take a shower and go on your night shift. You know, they actually have like a shower feature. You drink coffee and everything like that. You smoke if you want to smoke. There's just a lot of life RP stuff that makes you feel like you're actually playing like a police officer now. And I think that's better compared to what we had in 0.3.
Yeah.
So if I had to say, I think it's getting much, much, much stronger. The only thing that I think is a setback for people is the only thing I think is a setback for LSPD FR roleplay right now is the fact that there's a certain amount of plugins, and I'm no guy to bash people on their calls, nothing of that nature. I think everyone has equally. I think everyone has an equal amount of talent. You know, no matter if you make the same calls, you're still scripting. But if I had to ask from the call out creators themselves, they know what's being posted every day. They know what's being posted every month. What I would love to see is them making different callouts compared to what people make, because that's what makes police roleplay much better in its own self, not just the life RP part. But if they made their own callouts, like for example, we've never seen I don't know, name a scenario like some lady in an alley being mugged. I mean, we never seen that before, only except for one time, which that call out is not updated yet, you know, but we would like to see something like that again, maybe in different locations. Or we could see something like go check this area for a drug deal sting, and someone could map it out to where like the police actually bust them in all at once and then go like, freeze, police, put your hands where we can see them, get on the ground, kind of like live PD stuff. So I wish there were different kinds of call outs, maybe people who script can learn from others like Albo, because Albo has released, I believe, some of his API or some of his code or his source code to people. I think LMS did the same thing. Beholio did the same thing, or however you say his name. So if they have that source code given to them, then they should learn and try to see what they can come up with of their own. Because if it's fast for them to make calls like that, then it should be fast enough for them to learn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Granted, it may take a long time to debug, but I'm sure they can get something sorted out. And it just takes a lot of time. But aside from that, I think there's a stronger chance of LSPD FR having to be much better in terms of like role play.
I agree. I believe that 4 and what they did kind of have revitalized it, and we'll just have to see where it goes, and see what comes out. And you know, something like this when it's new. I remember with 03, there was a couple of months there where we didn't have a whole lot of content for plugins, and then within a few months, boom, the floodgates open, and we had more than we knew what to do, and people were bitching about, Jesus, I run too much stuff in I got to pull some plugins out, which is always a good sign. There's, you know, if you have more content than you can use, more plugins than you can use at once, it just means more content down the road for guys like you and me, right? So,
exactly.
Belle, Tom, any final thoughts?
No, this was awesome.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Absolutely. You know, when they go long, it was a good one for sure.
Heck yeah.
AJ, any final thoughts out the door for the viewers?
Like final words, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to say I really appreciate being here tonight, and I'd just like to thank everyone for coming by on the stream and showing Budda and the rest of the crew and myself some support. Really do appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course,
So nice.
It's so nice. And of course, next week, everybody, we're going to have Golden Buffy on.
Woo!
I know it's a surprise to you two sitting next to me here in studio, but I thought I'd save it for the show. We just talked about it today. I thought she would be a good guest because we've had the male gamer point of view, and it's going to be refreshing to hear a female small channel from a female small channel. Or a female
Did you assume my gender?
No, I assume Buffy's gender, but I know she's got boobies, so I'm safe in doing that. So, Little Comet Gaming, Joe Decker, and someone in, I don't know if that's Japanese or Chinese letters. Thank you for subscribing. Corey and Gamer Sam, thanks for the super chats. We appreciate it. We love you guys a lot, for sure. So say goodbye, everybody, and we'll see y'all next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely, I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's just so much love in the room right now. It was an absolute pleasure to have
All
you.
the feels.
That's
Thank
right,
you
all
for
the
that.
feel. All right, folks, we will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Hey, honeys, you listening to the Budda Show right here on Q92 WCTR, honey. That's the only place for talk radio worth hearing, baby.